Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this, chances are you're dreaming of a change, maybe some sunshine, and a place that offers a fantastic blend of vibrant attractions, a welcoming community, and a high quality of life. And if that place happens to be Melbourne, Florida, then you, my friend, have come to the right video. Today, we're diving deep into everything you need to know about moving to Melbourne, Florida. We're talking about the good, the great, and the oh, I need to remember that. I've done a ton of research, pulled together some amazing resources, and I'm ready to share all the inside tips to make your potential move as smooth as possible. When you're thinking about picking up and moving your life, it's a huge decision. It's not just about finding a new house, it's about finding a new home, a new community, a new rhythm of life. And Melbourne, Florida truly offers something special. It's got that laid-back coastal vibes, but also bustling with plenty of things going on. It's not quite as wild as Miami or Orlando, but it's far from boring. It strikes this really nice balance that a lot of people are looking for. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let me quickly tell you what we're going to cover in this comprehensive guide. We'll start with some of the absolute essentials, things you need to know before you even pack a single box. So first up, your vehicle. If you're moving from out of state, you'll need to register your car in Florida. Don't put this off. You usually have about 10 days after you become a resident to do this. You'll need proof of ownership, like your title, and proof of Florida insurance. Yes, you need Florida insurance, not just your old state's policy. The Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles is your go-to for all of this. I'll link their website down in the description so you can easily find them, the forms, and everything that's required. Speaking of the DMV, that's also where you'll get your Florida driver's license. Again, you typically have 30 days to get this done once you establish residency. You'll need to bring several documents, including proof of identity, proof of social security number, and proofs of residential address, 2 of them. Make sure everything matches up. It can be a bit of a process, but it's totally manageable if you're prepared. Now, let's talk about getting your new home up and running. Utilities, you definitely want to get these sorted out ahead of time. For electricity, you'll be dealing with Florida Power and Light, or FPL. They're pretty good about setting up new accounts online or over the phone. Water and sewer services in Melbourne are typically handled by the City of Melbourne's Utility Billing Department. And for natural gas, if your new place has it, you'll likely be looking at Florida's public utilities. So my advice, call them a few weeks before your move and ensure everything is connected and ready to go when you arrive. Imagine moving in after a long drive and you can't even make a cup of coffee because the power is out. No fun. Another crucial utility is internet and cable. In Melbourne, you'll find major providers like Spectrum and AT&T. It's a good idea to compare their plans and see what works best for you and your budget needs, especially if you work from home or you have kids who need to stream all their shows, and the reliability of the internet, which sometimes is non-negotiable. So those are the absolute bare necessities to get you settled into your new physical space. But moving isn't just about turning on the lights. It's also about understanding your new financial landscape, especially when it comes to property. So your property taxes and insurance. This is a big one, especially if you're moving from a state with different property tax laws. In Florida, we don't have a state income tax, which is awesome, but property taxes can sometimes feel a bit higher to compensate. However, there are some really great benefits, especially for homeowners. The big one you need to know about is the Florida homestead exemption. If you're going to be living in your Melbourne home as your primary residence, you can apply for this. What it does is reduce the taxable value of your property by up to $50,000. That can save you a significant amount on your annual property tax bill. You typically need to apply for this by March 1st of the year that you want to have it take effect. So make sure that's on your radar once you've closed on your home. Now, let's talk about insurance. This is another area where Florida is a bit unique because we're in a hurricane-prone state. Homeowners insurance can be a little more complex and potentially more expensive than in some other parts of the country. You'll typically need a standard homeowners policy and often a separate windstorm policy. If your home is in a flood zone, you'll also need flood insurance, which is usually purchased through the National Flood Insurance Program. It's absolutely essential to shop around for insurance. Talk to several different insurance agents who specialize in Florida property. They can help you understand what coverage you need, explain the different deductibles, especially hurricane deductibles, which can be a percentage of your home's value, and find you the best rates. A good insurance agent can save you a lot of headache and a lot of money in the long run. So get those quotes early before you even close on the house, so you have a clear picture of your monthly expenses. Okay, so you've got your home sorted, your utilities are on, and you're officially a Florida resident. But what about work? If you're not bringing your job with you, understanding the local job market is super important. Melbourne, Florida has a really interesting and diverse economy. One of the biggest drivers here is the aerospace and defense industry. We're right on the space coast after all. So companies like 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗁 Harris and Embraer have a significant presence here, offering a lot of engineering, manufacturing, and technical roles. If you've got a background in those fields, you'll find a lot of opportunities. Beyond aerospace, healthcare is another huge sector. Holmes Regional Medical Center and Health First are major employers. And there are countless clinics, practices, and specialized medical facilities. So if you're in healthcare, from doctors and nurses to administrative staff and allied health professionals, you'll likely find a robust job market. Tourism, while not as dominant as Orlando, it still plays a huge role, especially with our beautiful beaches and proximity to attractions. And of course, there are always opportunities in retail, hospitality, education, and various service industries that support a growing community. Now, for those of you with kids, or if you're thinking about continuing your own education, let's talk about schools. Brevard Public Schools serves Melbourne, and it's generally well regarded. You'll find a range of public elementary, middle, and high schools. It's always a good idea to research specific school ratings and reviews for the neighborhoods you're considering. So gradeschools.org and the Florida Department of Education websites are good resources for this. For higher education, Melbourne is home to Florida Institute of Technology, or Florida Tech. It's a private research university known for its strong programs in engineering, science, aviation, and business. It also attracts students from all over the world and adds a really vibrant intellectual energy to the city. We also have Eastern Florida State College, which offers a wide variety of associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and workforce training programs across several campuses, including one right here in Melbourne. Let's talk about how you'll get from point A to point B once you're here. Likely, like most of Florida, Melbourne is a very car-dependent city. Public transportation options are somewhat limited. The Space Coast area does offer transit. It does operate bus routes throughout Brevard, including Melbourne, but the coverage isn't as extensive as what you might find in larger metropolitan areas. So, for daily commuting, running errands, and exploring, you'll almost certainly need a car. The main thoroughfares you'll quickly become familiar with are US 1, which runs north and south along the Indian River Lagoon, and I-95, the major interstate that runs up and down the Florida coast. Getting to Orlando is usually a straight shot west on some of the main roads like US 192 or SR 520, which will take you right to the Turnpike or I-4. Traffic can be congested during peak hours, especially on US 1 and some of the bridges, but it's generally manageable compared to some really big cities. One thing to note, toll roads. Florida has a lot of them. And so if you're going anywhere in Orlando or Central Florida, more than likely you're into one. So it's a good idea to get a Sun Pass. You can pick one up at Publix, CVS, or online. It makes paying tolls easy, and you'll often get a discount compared to paying with cash or having a bill mailed to you. And trust me, it's worth it. So last but not least, healthcare access. Another really important consideration for any move is healthcare. You want to find that you and your family will have access to good medical care. And Melbourne is very well equipped in this regard. As I mentioned earlier, Health First is the dominant healthcare provider in the area. They operate Holmes Regional Medical Center, which is a large hospital offering a comprehensive range of services, including emergency care, specialty care, and various outpatient facilities. You'll also find a good number of independent physicians, specialists, and urgent care centers throughout the city. It's always a good idea to start looking for new doctors and dentists as soon as you know your move-in date. So check with your insurance provider to find in-network providers and read online reviews. If you have specific medical needs, like a particular specialist, make sure they are available and accepting new patients in your area. It takes a little legwork, but having a good healthcare team in place provides a lot of peace of mind. And so here we go to banking and financial services. And finally, let's quickly touch on those things. So when you move, you'll probably want to set up accounts with local banks or credit unions. You will find all the major national banks are here, like Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Truist. We also have some excellent local and regional banks as well, like credit unions. Opening a local account can make managing your day-to-day finances much easier, especially if you're dealing with local businesses or need to deposit checks frequently. So that covers a lot of essential practicalities of getting settled in Melbourne, from licenses to utilities, property taxes, jobs, schools, and getting around. These are the foundational blocks. But a city isn't just about logistics, right? It's about lifestyle and what you do for fun and what the community feels like. So if you're seriously considering Melbourne, contact me right now and let's schedule a no pressure 15-minute Zoom meeting and form the right game plan for your successful transition to Melbourne, Florida. This is Luis with Moving to Melbourne, Florida, and I'll catch you on the next video.